Hey guys, we are back. It is July 16th, the Daily Chill. I am here with Shawnee. I am here with Patty, and I am here with Kevin Major. How you guys doing today?
Terrific.
Good, baby. Good, baby.
It was
Nice to
just, it was, I'm doing great. I'm doing great. A little bit here and there and everywhere right now because of this huge article that just dropped on the Washington Post. We were going to just sit here, do a little Yankees and Mets talk, 1 week away from the MLB, which we will get to, but we have to talk about the Washington Post article, From Dream Job to Nightmare. More than a dozen women alleged sexual harassment and verbal abuse by former team employees at Redskins Park. I mean, they have quotes from 15 different women on this story. It does not seem like it was just a boys club there. It seemed like to go a little bit further. You got people's names in there, putting it out there. So it's obviously not just some little controversy. This thing is going to blow up. Dan Snyder has refused to change the team name for the past, 87 years is how long the Redskins names are going to be the Redskins games. And I should really be saying the R words because that's what it is. So that needs to be.
You got to get that out the lexicon, man. Little by little.
Yeah, little by little. We're not that soft yet. It's still we don't want the NFL. We don't want the NFL using it, but this is PG-13. I think we can get away with it.
Well, slang is slang. Just
Absolutely.
Derogatory term is derogatory term. You can't. We gotta. If we want them to do it, we gotta.
When they change the name. I've been saying R word since 2015, but when they change the name, it'll be done forever. We can't. What are we going to call them? I guess the R words for right now.
That team in Washington. That's
Fine.
what we're gonna. That's what we need to do.
All right, Kevin Major. I'll swing it over to you first. What's your thoughts on that?
You have to be a responsible man of the media, Randazzo.
I am only trying to be. The only thing I will say that is pretty funny in the thing, and there's nothing really funny about it, but Dan Snyder and upper management making fun of the male cheerleader is kind of just funny. And I'm going to sit here and just say it. Like, making fun of listen, if you want to make fun of me for one day before, like being a runner somewhere or being an assistant or something like that, that's just plain old fun. Obviously, the sexual harassment is not okay. We do not condone any of the things that were even allegedly going on in Washington. Shawnee has like 3 or 4 podcasts. He is one of the most hardworking people in sports. So I'm going to swing over to him first.
Thank you, James. And, when I first saw it, a flash on my phone, I was like, when it rains, it pours in Washington. Like, it seriously does. And, I felt that Dan should have tried to, sell the team at least 3 years ago, 4 years ago. And I think if there's ever a time that he needs to sell the team, it's now. Because this is just the start of it. And James, it's kind of like you said, it's not 1, it's not 2, it's 15 women, which means that there has to be some truth to it. Maybe everything isn't true, but there has to be some truth to it. So I think this is the beginning of the end of Dan Snyder owning the team.
Yeah, and they had guys former people working with the Redskins not commenting. Some people resigned. Some people were fired. These quotations can be over basically everything. It was 10,000 words. I was skimming through it, reading the parts of all of this. We can honestly, I'll just take one quote. It was the most miserable experience of my life, Applegate, now 31, said of her working as a marketing coordinator for the club, which she left in 2015. And we tolerated it all because we knew we complained. And they reminded of this, that there were 1,000 people out there who would take our job in a heartbeat. So that is, especially in cancel culture today, we're living in a world where we are sensitive to all of this. There's no place and time for anywhere or any franchise organization to be doing something like this. Kevin Major seemed for me to not like that I even used the word the R words. So I'm going to swing it over to him second so he can yell at me for a second or something.
No. We're not yelling at you. I mean, we can't. Obviously, I was using the word unbeknownst to myself for all of these years, and it takes it right now. And I got a bunch of Washington football team fans from some extended family of mine, and they're taking this news pretty tough, and I just would caution them, and my side of it was just saying you gotta be a little bit understanding at this point. I know you might have a little legacy going on, and maybe you grew up with this name, and it was something that you shared with your family. So I do get the tugging on the sentimental strings with this, but and like Randazzo, we've had tribe people come to the show we work on and give us a little bit of that understanding. So it's kind of I wouldn't say it's easy, but it's easy enough for me to understand to flip the switch.
Absolutely.
So I understand that the word is super derogatory for them. It's pretty much like the N word, and once you get the understanding of what it meant for their culture, it's basically in line with that. So to me, the word is egregious when I hear it. It now, with the understanding I have now, I'm gonna raise an eyebrow, whether it's one of my good friends or whether it's extended family or whether it's somebody that is just using it loosely in football arguments and stuff like that. I want people to maybe get the understanding. I know I'm not gonna be walking around trying to change people's perception of how to say a name and the understanding that I got, but I would caution people just to take that moment if you're struggling trying to flip the switch. Educate yourself a little bit, and like I'm going to do with this article on the Redskins, because I'm not really privy to obviously it just dropped when we got off the show.
He got off like it came off like 25 minutes ago.
It just dropped.
Hot off the
so
shelf.
There's probably no coincidence to that. Yeah, no coincidence to that.
Not
that
at
they
all.
Want all of Friday. They want all of Friday to be about this. So we will drag the R words all tomorrow, and I'll be getting a little more understanding of what they're going on. But like you said, Sean, I mean, I just think, and you too, Randazzo, and probably Pat right after me, this was, there's something more egregious going on than what we know, and maybe even, online or in par with them keeping this name for so long that what they had going on down behind the scenes is just kind of in line with the bullheadedness and all of this nonsense that they have swirling around this franchise.
And you make a really good point there too, because I mean the guy sat on this name. We have known for at least the past 10, 15 years about the egregiousness of the name. It's just tough to it's tough to switch over because the Giants played the R words twice a year, and you just use it in your vernacular every single day.
For sure.
But this isn't even about the name.
Yeah, right now
this is about them being in a hostile, manipulative, passive aggressive environment, toxic, mood driven, and that's what they're saying about Dan Snyder.
Yeah.
And we got people online, blue checkmark guys, saying that this is not going to be the end of Dan Snyder. Other people are hopping on board right away. I mean, I believe it takes 75%, and don't quote me on this, of the owners to agree to chop him. And maybe they will have to do it to save their own ass, but I don't know. It's kind of difficult because, just the environment in an NFL locker room, in an NFL organization is it's just all men usually. And we have, women have infiltrated, in a good sense, the culture of the NFL. And now it's just completely different. Patty, I brought you on the show today because you told me you were upset that you weren't on the Yankees edition. I just want to say that we're trying out Instagram Lives now for regular season. It was just spring training. No offense. We know that you are a huge Yankees fan. Obviously, we're getting reps in for Rangers anytime we can. August 1st is right around the corner.
Sure.
We're gonna swing it over to you for your thoughts on the R words, and then we will get into baseball.
All right. I just think it's the tip of the iceberg here for Snyder and his whole situation. I mean, if we're like following all those loose threads on Twitter that we're seeing, that these theories that are popping up that he's involved with Epstein and then the stuff with Gruden, it's just the fish rots from the head down. Selfishly, I would love for him to stay in power because I'm a Giants fan and the Redskins have just been irrelevant for the past 10, 15 years. But it's quite serious. I think there's a lot of smoke here. It was funny on our last Daily Chill that I was on. We were talking about how people on the internet can just track everything. I don't know if you saw that Netflix documentary, Don't Fuck with Cats, like how people saw a vacuum in it and they traced it and they found this person, went to the police. Like there's got to be that many people in Washington right now, those internet fact checker people. They're gonna be like, listen, he's done so much. He has in Snyder. Like we have all this evidence. Go take him down. But ultimately, I do think they're going to take the team from him. I mean, the fact that Bezos has been circling the waters on a professional sports team, he owns the Washington Post. I mean, I think he sees a really good opportunity here to take Snyder down a peg, get the wheels rolling on that, and he's got more money than God. So,
wow,
I can see that happening.
That's a good call, Petty.
That is a great call. You're like in Billions or something, projecting the news of Bezos. I love to see that. That's kind of Bobby Axelrod-ish. I did throw out that name as well. Maybe Steve Cohen will go after him. But if you're telling me that Bezos owns the Washington Post, that's kind of a slam dunk right there. All right, enough. We all know that what's wrong. We have 4 guys that know what's right and wrong in this world, at least to the point of getting rid of Dan Snyder. Let's talk baseball.
It's
It's
back.
It's 7 days. What's up?
Almost.
Almost back. 7 days till opening day.
And the mustache is almost gone.
Well, so I actually did want to get a mustache update with 3 people that I really care about your guys' opinions. All 3 of you. So the mustache is supposed to be gone the first day of spring training. I mean, the first game of spring training, which is past now. And now everybody's telling me it has to be opening day, which I am almost obliging to. I mean, if the only thing I'm afraid of, it just came out that the Nationals might not be ready to open their park due to COVID. So now I'm a little bit nervous that I'm going to have a mustache for a year and a half now. But I am also thinking about doing this and just saying game 1, Culver Scherzer, mustache game. They just keep on going until the Yankees lose. Because if they're like 11-0 because of the mustache, I might have to keep it. But Donnie Baseball never won a World Series, and he was our last famous guy with the mustache. So it's kind of troubling.
That's a great point.
And at the end of the day, the people know me without a mustache until, like, quote, COVID. So maybe I can wake the people up. But that's enough mustache talk for now. The New York Yankees are heavy favorites right now in the American League. Their over-under is set. We're going to do over-unders right here. Their over-under is set at 37. We have 1 huge Yankees fan in the building and 2 Mets fans. So this should be interesting. I'll swing it over to Patty first, which I will hopefully be hearing from, but you never know with Patty.
So the over-under for the Yankees is what, 37? That's a big number, man. I feel like they could just land on that number, to be honest. I'm going to push.
Wow, he's pulling a Wilbon.
So to 38 to win 38 games or more, that's a tall number. A lot has to go right, especially with health, and they don't typically have good health these past few years. I'm not exactly convinced that Britton's going to be as good as Chapman in the closer role. The bullpen's going to be more taxed than it's been. It's already been taxed a lot. So I'm a little worried on that. And I feel like if you just run into a hot team, it could be an issue for like a week. So they're going to make the playoffs. I'm not concerned about that. They're going to be contenders. Not concerned about that. But 37, I think that's the sweet spot. Perfect number. I'm going to push
Okay, push the Wilbon push.
That's not how you gamble, though. If you have one, you do not, for future reference, do not push. But I think
yeah, you're not throwing on 00 and hoping for it to hit.
Yeah, I think Paul. I can hear Paul screaming at me right now.
Yeah, that's there you go. Shawnee, what are your thoughts on that number? That is a pretty high number. Thoughts?
37. So here's the thing. I think the Yankees are going to win a lot of games because the AL East is just not as good. The Blue Jays are young. The Orioles are young. Boston isn't what they were. Tampa Bay is their only real competition there. The issue is they play the National League East, which is very good. Philly, the Braves, Nationals, the Mets. So I'm going to go under 37, and I think the Yankees are going to 35, a solid 30, 35 and 25 for the Yankees.
All right. I like it, Major. I know this is going to be – if I can bet on anything that this number is going to be under right here.
Well, I just don't – they have so much depth. I mean, I guess you guys got the second best pitcher in MLB, so that's good. I mean, that's fine. That's totally fine.
Yes, we do, James.
You know he's going to take the mound every 4 days, and that kind of – it doesn't – he's not going to guarantee a win, but I kind of want to chalk almost all those up to wins. And so, yeah, I'll go – again, like Sean, I'll go a little under this. Like, and something's telling me that they might sniff that 38, 39 mark, but, I don't want to see them really do that. So, we'll put the good juju out that it's a little under 30, so we'll go 35, 36. I think they got the depth to go over 40, but you don't want to be presumptuous. You know what I mean? I kind of want to save that for my Mets, but I might be lying if I said that too, because I don't know if we got the pitching, but I think the pitching is huge here, and I don't see much beyond Cole for you guys, to be honest.
What? We got James Paxton. We got Masahiro Tanaka. We got Happ. We got Montgomery. We got Britton. We got Chad Green. We got numbers.
After DeGrom on the
those all sound like threes to me.
But I also broke it down.
I'm a big fours. Every single pitcher on the Mets after DeGrom is a 4.
We're not talking about the Mets.
Stroman used to be an ace.
I know. You need to relax.
So Stroman used to be an ace.
You have Stroman
with playoff
and now you have a DH
experience.
That's a problem.
Wow. All right. Well, we will swing it to the Mets. Obviously, I'm taking the over. I did math. So this is what I did. I really took the over, but I just broke it down to, do I think the Yankees can go 19-11? That's what I really broke it down to, because I'm a huge math guy, so I broke it down to the next present participle. And I think they can go 19-11. I mean, is it crazy that a team with Gleyber Torres, Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, DJ LeMahieu, I mean, we're not even going to have Miguel Andujar starting at the beginning of the year, and then we'll eventually go in. Yeah, so their offense is superior to any team in the league, in my opinion. We'll talk about the Mets now. The over-under is set at 31.5. I'm gonna start. And I do like the Mets. I like the Mets. Their odds right now to win the World Series are at plus 2,000. This is a very shortened season, and crazy things can happen. I do not like their over-under total because it's still the Mets. Having said that, if you want to put $10 on the Mets to win the World Series, this is the year to do it, because like you guys were just saying, you do have two very quality starters. So if you can somehow get in the big dance, and you have Betances, you got guys. I mean, Betances can be the best pitcher in the world or the worst on a given day, but you do have some firepower there. I kind of like the Mets long shot, but not with the winning percentage, just because, like you guys said, the National League is very competitive. And the American League, not looking from a Yankee standpoint, but from looking at just a division at itself, is a hard league to play against as well, because you have two excellent teams in there. So I'm going to throw it over to Shawnee. Thoughts on the Mets win total?
31.5. I'm going to go up, but I'm not going to go up that much. I think the Mets could win 33-34. And the reason why I say that is because they have opposite of what the Yankees have. The Mets play the majority of their games in the NL East, which is very, very hard. But I think they're going to get the breaks when they play the Baltimores and the Blue Jays. Obviously, when they play the Yankees and Tampa Bay, those
I'll tell you
are
this.
going to be hard. So
I'll tell you this. Do not sleep on the Toronto Blue Jays. They don't always have the best record, but they got Vlad Jr. over there, and they are a nightmare. They always pick on the Yankees. I'm telling you, do not sleep on them. You want to sleep on the Orioles? Fine. They are the Marlins of the AL East. But do not sleep on those Toronto Blue Jays. They are pesky as hell. They refuse to lose. It's something about there. You got Pilar.
Really good. They added Ryu too. They have a kid. They have like one of the top pitching prospects. They're going to manipulate his service time. He's ready to come up. And Nate Pearson, the two of them, they are scared because they have nothing. There's no expectations associated with them, so they are dangerous.
They have like that potential, like we see in the NBA, that one of those last teams invited, like to really shake things up. They're like a Pelicans type team, and I wouldn't be taking anybody lightly. The Mets, I'm gonna go a little over as well, but it's just with games that are supposed to be layups and all this stuff, I would not go into these opposing stadiums thinking that you could just take a series because of last year, or this is a 60-game sprint, and the Mets could get out to a couple of these series, and they could turn left for us, and we could be in the doldrums, and you could see a Blue Jays team everybody's talking about in a couple of weeks, like where the hell did they come from? And
that's the only thing I want to say. Like, I know every team that is a fan favorite of the NL East is gonna glorify it because the Braves came out of nowhere and they got a guy in Acuna Matata who is unbelievable. And there's a lot of NL East, AL East bias. And that is something that we are going to learn to deal with, especially this year. And I kind of love it. I kind of love it because when the Mets fans are coming at you in April that the Yankees are 3-3 or whatever, and you just stomach and laugh. But this year, the Mets, you guys can have us this year. Just this season, you might be able to just punch Big Brother in the face and take them out one time down Cherry Hill.
Well, we'll see.
Speaking of Ronald Acuna, I want to talk AL MVP and NL MVPs. We're just going to give our two names for the AL MVPs, and then we're going to do Cy Youngs as well. I'm going to swing it over to Patty Dorish first for the MVPs.
Two AL MVPs?
No, one AL MVP.
One each?
One from each.
All right, so I'm gonna go. I would say Judge on a normal situation, so I'm gonna remove him from the equation for now.
Okay.
And go like a non-Yankee option.
Okay.
Let's see. I kind of like Lindor. I think that this is like this is the last dance for the Indians. They're going to lose Lindor after this year. Once he's out of the equation, they're going to start shipping guys off, the Jose Ramirez's of the world. And they're going to have to rebuild again. But they have great pitching, bullpen solid as well. And Lindor is what makes that team go around. So I think in a truncated season, a 5-tool player like him, I'll take him for AL MVP outside of Judge, because Judge is not my obvious pick. Now you want my NL pick?
NL
as well? NL. I'm going to run with Juan Soto. Guys, beat spotlights on the Nationals more than it's ever been. Especially with Rendon gone.
It's not happening playing against the Yankees this year. I'm telling you right now, it's not happening. But I'll swing it over to Shawnee. Let's get it in a little bit quicker. Sorry, Patty. We just want to rush through it.
All good. In the American League, I never thought that I would be saying this, but I think this is the perfect year for Gleyber Torres to win the MVP. Like you guys said, it's a 60-game sprint, and I think he's going to come out hot and stay hot. In the National League, I have a tie. Can I do
Yeah,
a
go
tie,
ahead.
James?
Get nuts.
I have a tie between. I think speaking of the last, ride and dance, I think this is the last dance for the Chicago Cubs. So I think Chris Bryant / I think Bryce Harper's going to have a monster rebound year because again it is a sprint. So Chris Bryant / Bryce Harper in the National League.
Okay,
So this is 2013.
Yeah, I mean, I got my thunder stolen a little bit, and it pains me to say Juan Soto, but because it probably would be coming at the expense of us, but hopefully he kills and we still figure out a way because the Mets kind of did own the Nationals last year, so which made it more upsetting that they won the World Series. But I'm gonna go on Soto because he just has that it factor that you can't even hate if you're the opposing, even if you're a rival team. And I don't. It's tough. It's tough for me. I also don't want to go for. I don't want to root for a Yankee. You know what I mean? I would in a sprint. I would say Judge is ready to because I don't have to exclude him. So I'm gonna give it as weird as this may sound. I'm going for a National and a Yankee. I like to be realistic too. So I think
come on, Major, come on.
I do think Judge will. He already looks the part. 160 games. I think those first 60 games we might get the full rested Aaron Judge, and he might do a little Herculean effort for the 60 games that you can't deny, like in past years. So I'm gonna go with the two odd choices, but realistic ones.
All right, I'm gonna go with pitchers. I think that this is gonna be a
To win
huge
the
year.
MVP? To win
Yes,
the MVP?
yes, for my
This could be the-
MVPs
this could be the effort.
because of the shortness of the season. Like, obviously, it'd be easy for me to say Gleyber Torres, but I am gonna go with a guy who everybody has been doubting the past 3 years. He lost in 2017 because the Astros were cheating against him. He's become the number 2 guy in LA. But there's a guy named Clayton Kershaw who I think this is his final season to really see. I know his fastball is down, but his slider is there. His cutter is there. His curveball is there, excuse me. I am putting money on Clayton Kershaw to win the NL MVP. Maybe, I mean, you want to hear it.
James,
and
give
then,
me what you smoking, bro.
What's in your pipe?
Only the good stuff. And then I just want to say a reliever could win it as well.
Absolutely.
So that's what I really did want to say there.
For Cy Young, though, for me.
Fine. That's fair. And if Garrett Cole gets off to a hot start, and let's just say he goes.
What do you have, like
because
5 MVPs? What are you doing your Cy Youngs too?
No,
Oh,
I'm just
you're
talking
doing
MVP. This is for AL MVP.
You're getting cute.
Well, the thing is, Tanaka might not get his first start, so they're talking about Cole going 3 times in the first 11 games.
Wow,
you can start
money's
off
worth.
if you can start off three wins. If you get like 9, if you get 10 wins this year, that could be the MVP right there. So I'm just saying, I wanted to do the hot take. I wanted to go pitchers there. 2 words. I just want names of your Cy Youngs. Start with Patty.
All right. In the AL, I'm going to go Glasnow.
Okay.
And then in the NL, I'm going to go Hader.
Okay.
He skills it.
Love
People
that.
the Brewers have pitching-wise.
Shawnee.
In the National League, I'm going to go with Jacob deGrom to win it a 3rd time. I'm going to go with Jacob deGrom to win it a 3rd
Obvious.
time. I just had to do it. In the American League, that's a good one. I'm going to throw you guys a curveball. In the American League, Shohei or O'Shea Ohtani.
No, come on.
No?
Come on.
I don't know if he
Come
got
on.
it. I don't even know if he's going to pitch.
No, he is pitching.
Well, they said he is going to pitch. If I can't choose Ohtani, Patty,
You can't, but you're just setting your money on that.
Glass now Thunder, so I'll go a Glass now too. That's what I was gonna say too.
All right, I like it. Kev, what are your thoughts?
Well, the GROAT, he's just.
All right, so let's just skip the NL.
Yeah,
right to the AL.
And I like what was I looking at? I like the little man. I think Morton, who I think he was a runner-up. I like
Morton,
yeah, a little redemption in the shortened season.
Rays.
Yeah. And so I mean, and the Rays would be right there in the mix. So I like Morton and I like the GOAT. Because 3 times back to back just sounds sweet. So get ready for that, and we'll just stake our claim for the undeniable ace in the room. The New York room, that is.
That's right.
We don't have to really speak on mine because I already told you that they were my MVPs. Did want to mention, if we are talking comebacks this year, going to be a huge year to watch Manny Machado. Watch him because, listen, that contract is going nowhere, just like Giancarlo Stanton's contract is going nowhere. Those are guys you really got to watch them on because you really hope that they really come back to and really prove their worth in contracts. That's really because those are astronomical deals. And because
a lot of cash.
A lot of cash.
Just so you know, Kershaw is not even remotely close to the best pitcher on the Dodgers.
I didn't say he was. That's what I said.
You said you just said the MVP though. Walker Buehler is.
I know Walker Buehler.
Much better season.
Walker Buehler has ice in his veins. I know he is, but I got some weird feeling about Kershaw this year. I got a weird feeling.
But if he's the second best pitcher on his own team, he can't win the MVP.
Well, Verlander
maybe he'll pitch like
Verlander kind of did right.
That had a good point. Very good point.
But it has to be very close.
And also, he's pitching what? He's going to start 12, 13 times. You're telling me that a guy
that's right in his wheelhouse. That's right in his wheelhouse.
All right. We could argue about it for days. We are talking baseball, and I'm sorry, Patty. I'm just going to sprinkle some money down on Clayton Kershaw, and we'll just let the cards lie where they are. And I agree. Walker Buehler, better pitcher through 162 games, 60-game seasons. No one knows what we're dealing with. Literally, like the Yankees could go 0-5, and we could be done. It's
not good.
That's very true.
Yeah. Okay. So we're doing top 5 right here.
Top five.
But it's not top 5. We're doing top 3. We got 4 people on. We're talking baseball. We're going to do we are going to do top ballpark foods. I am unsure of the order.
Major me showing you.
Okay.
Right.
So
you want me to get my full top? Are we doing snake?
No, you just we're going to.
So, since we're on our beloved Mets, I'll be remiss because I'm gonna go new ones to old. So that's Shake Shack in Citi Field. I mean, as my first stadium food. It's kind of like you got to go hit the Shake Shack when you get to Citi. It's just it is what it is. It just tastes better in the ballpark. It just is what it is.
Sure. Alrighty, so my first choice is the meatloaf burger at Lobel's. You go bottom left field corner. That's where it is. You go. There's 2 lines there. If you go to the one on the side, you get there quicker. It's a little stadium hack for everybody out there. A little Yankee Stadium hack.
All right.
First baseball food. It's not a food. I just feel like when I think of baseball, I think of snacks and candy. So kids and cotton candy. I'm just gonna go with straight cotton candy.
Cotton candy.
Okay, I can't believe this fell to me. Just a foot-long hot dog is absolutely unbelievable, and I'm old school. I mean, we could talk about the Battle Red Tacos in Houston or all these things with accoutrement, but give me some Cracker Jacks. I really like some Cracker Jacks at a ball game. Those are my 2 picks right there. Swinging it back to Shawnee.
Bringing it back to me, I'm going to go with you took the dog. I took the cotton candy. You took the Cracker Jacks. It's not a film. It's a baseball game, but popcorn also. Gotta
Okay.
have some popcorn at the game.
Let's go. Patty.
Go on.
Alrighty. I guess I'm more on the bougie side compared to you guys because I've kind of gotten away from traditional stuff like when I was younger. But I'm a Big Mott's guy. Those Big Mott's mozzarella sticks that you'll see at Smorgasburg, they have those at Yankee Stadium too. Unbelievable. Best $12 you spend for 3 mozzarella sticks on earth.
Yeah, I'm coming to the games with you from now on. I mean, not like we haven't had some before.
Pat's eating good at the game.
Yeah,
huh?
Pat's eating
Clearly.
Yeah, dude.
Clearly.
Well, yeah, that Shake Shack is pretty expensive too. So it's a light splurge, and then usually, if I can find a Dippin' Dots machine, or a stand, I'm all over the Dippin' Dots. It's something I have to do. So I got my burger, I got my fries, I gotta get a little ice cream, and I prefer like a little hat. I needed a little hat and a little souvenir.
Perfect.
Just to feel like a kid again. And I'm on my way. The third one's gonna be tough because I'm so satisfied after that. But yeah, that has to be Dippin' Dots. Strong too. Strong.
All right. Well, you do get to pick right now if you want.
Oh, I get a third right now.
Yeah, snake draft,
all right,
baby.
so I'll get for my last. I'll round it off with it's not a meal, but sometimes the beers just taste a little better.
Fair. That's very fair.
The beer, it just hits a little different after with the obviously probably euphoria going on. You root for your team and all of that. So and it better tastes really good for about $20 too, right? So
That's a fact.
that's usually my trio when I go. If I want to really get piggish, I'll definitely throw in like a hot dog or some brisket or something like that. So
all right,
it's my strong 3.
Yeah, that's pretty strong.
Solid. All right, there's now in the left field, upper deck in left field.
He's like, now there's a steak that
they have a fried chicken sandwich up there.
Ooh.
It's got like this cheddar cheese sauce on it and pickles. It's simple, but it gets the job done. I don't know the name of it, but it is.
Fact, I can confirm. I can confirm.
It sounds very
It's
southern.
got like
and
a
delicious.
maple something on it. It's like I don't know. I think they brought it in because of Paxton or whatever. But
Since I went snacks, my first 2, I gotta go food, and I gotta go to City Field, Section 136, Bash Burger at City Field, Section 136. I'm gonna go with that one for my third.
Wow, he hit you with the section. And because everybody's flexing right now, we got all these random things. I was gonna go simple. But the pork belly tacos in Chicago
Heard about these.
unbelievable. And I did want to, I think it's my last, this is all over. I did want to mention, if you are bougie like Pat Doris, there is a way to get lobster at Yankee Stadium as well, because if you get those prime seats, you can have whatever you want.
Oh, we sat there for that the Frazier walk-off game.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We ate like kings that day.
Fun story.
Shout out Yankee Stadium. The sweets in there. The sweet food is just. It's first class. It's first. We don't want to. I don't want to flex. I wanted to talk like a regular civilian in the ballpark. But Randazzo, you do know I have a little connecting with the head of security. Shout out Mr. Gonzalez. We love you. And he always shows us a great time. When we go in there, I feel like a king. I can't wear any of my Met stuff just out of respect. But the sweet food enough is alone. It makes me respect the whole stadium. It's just they do not miss in there. They do not.
First day I ever met Pat Doris, we went to the Yankees game. We sat in the bottom field.
Third base.
Shout out right on third baseline. Shout out to Zach the Candleman, who got us the tickets. And
Nice.
we watched Clint Frazier in his first game hit a walk-off home run. So to say that he isn't destined to be on this team, that we got this. Here's the thing. Maybe you said Mr. Ramirez? Maybe
Gonzalez,
Mr. Gonzalez. Maybe he can sneak me in a duffel bag and we'll get in there. But the only problem is once I get in, I'll probably be screaming my face off. That's it. Any final thoughts on the show today?
I thought you were going to say Birdie was the reason you got the lobster. But he was speaking you lobster tails.
No. I'm not flexing too hard.
Yeah.
Although I did make a bagel for Raleigh Fingers one time a long time ago. But that's going to end it today for the Daily Chill, the sportsshow.com.
Oh, wait, we're not doing final thoughts? What do you?
Final thoughts. All right, final thoughts. I didn't know if you had one.
Yeah, I mean, 5 is always about final thought. But I do want to say, Redskins, Donald Sterling.
See, you said it. You said it.
Oh,
you said it.
Well,
see?
Exactly.
See?
And
You
keep
said it
that.
twice.
Do not edit that.
You counted earlier
Do not
too.
edit that. Oh, we just want to be responsible. And obviously,
I'm just coming after you the same way you came after me.
We all need to be called out. The R word, Daniel Snyder, looking very similar to Donald Sterling. So the next time we convene, the team in Washington hopefully has a new owner. So that would be my final word on that. That you might get Sterling out here. We'll see what happens.
My final thought: it was good to see a back get paid, and I am a huge Tennessee Titans fan. Nice. Derrick Henry got paid. I'm excited. Let's go Titans!
Love it. What
about that $100 million you gave Tannehill though?
Hey, Patty. Let's not talk about such, Okay.
That's for another podcast. Really strong crew today. That's it for today. But we'll talk to you soon. And I do want to get you guys on Instagram Lives with Mia during the season. She already agreed. Mia's been killing it over at Mets Chill for the past 2.5 years. So shout out Mia. She's not here, but she did a great job last week. The sportsshow.com. Fire.